Hey guys, what is up? It is Nick from That Student Life Australia, and today we're going to be making a video all about starting university. So from enrolments to textbooks to your schedule, we're going to cover it in this video. Stay tuned. Okay, so let's just say you finished high school, you've got the ATAR that you wanted or whatever outside score you need to get into your university degree. Fantastic. Now you've been accepted and you have to enroll. It all starts to get a little bit hazy from here, and it does change depending on what university you go to. So I'm going to be giving you guys a rough outline based on the University of Newcastle's enrollment system, I guess is the right word. And then we'll delve a little bit into class schedules, whether you should buy the textbooks or not, and all of that good stuff. Now, to do your university enrolment, you're going to need your laptop or some form of a computer, and you'll go to the university's website probably, or you will go to the university site via an email that you would have received about your acceptance into that university. However, if you are still going to go through to the university's website via the email, I recommend you just jump on the university site anyway. Have it as a tab in the background if you do need any help along the way. Usually go to the Future Students tab or something along those lines, and the Support tab. Basically, there's a bunch of information about how to enroll, entry, blah 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 blah. It'll have all the numbers and stuff to the helplines that you need to call if you get stuck. And also, if you didn't know anything about bonus points or something like that, all information associated with getting into a certain degree will be on that site. Anyway, best case scenario, you access the university's enrollment website via the email that you've received about your brand new enrollment, and you want to go down, once you're on that tab and you've gone through all the screens and windows about being able to be eligible for hex stats and all that good stuff, you want to go to the university enrollment and schedules tab or something along those lines. And then you should get to a window that looks something like this, where basically you click add a class and you go through, you select what faculty it's from, the course code, all of which can be found via the university's website, which you have open in another tab. The class will appear somewhere down the bottom. You select it and you go through select classes that work best for you and all that good stuff. So once you've done that, it'll actually come up that you've enrolled in that class. Any dramas, any mistakes you make along the way, you can drop it, so it's too easy. Then you can click on a little tab that will give you a calendar or a bit of a bird's eye view of your week-to-week schedule, and that'll make it a lot easier for you to plan everything out, visualize clashes, and see if what you've planned on paper really works in reality. Okay, so that is sort of roughly how you would enroll in a certain course at any university. I'm not sure what it's like at other universities. Like I said, we're just using this video as a rough scaffold for what you have to do. If you have any dramas, you call the university. They're usually super helpful. And worst case scenario, you can actually do a manual enrollment form for a certain course. It doesn't all have to be online. Anyway, let's talk about textbooks now. So there's a lot of uncertainty as to whether you should get a textbook for a certain course or not, because people before you that have done the course have said you don't need the textbook, it's a waste of money. Other people have said you should really get the textbook, or if you don't know something. So in my experience of buying textbooks, I have 3 textbooks at the moment. This James Stewart calculus one, a chemistry and a biology one. In my experience, that maths one that I just showed you has probably been the most helpful. The other 2, I personally could have got away without having it. It was useful. If you're raring to get HDs and you want to get like the very best mark, you do your background reading in the textbook. That is usually pretty helpful. So in respect to getting fantastic marks, get a textbook. At the worst, it is a bit of background reading. Sometimes you have courses that dictate that you must have the textbook because they actually do certain exercises in it. So if you're in that kind of predicament, you do have to buy the textbook. If it is a maths course or a science course that don't really care, sort of in my experience, whether you get it or not, you make that executive decision. However, people stress about buying textbooks beforehand. wait till you get to university. The lecturers will tell you what you have to do. Don't rock up to university the first day thinking, far out, I'm behind because everyone else has this textbook. There's not going to be a scenario in which you're expected to have the textbook day one unless you have been emailed, notified, it's been thrown at you 1,000 times and you've somehow missed it. So don't stress. Make your decision after the lecturer has that first lecture, or you go and speak to them personally, and that will make your life a whole lot easier. Okay, and last but not least, let's talk about your university schedule. Now, if you're watching this video and it is your first year at university, then you have a little bit of movement in terms of what your schedule is. The idea is to do your enrollment as quick as you can because it's first in, best dressed when it comes to making your schedule. It is most beneficial to have your uni classes spanned over the least number of days possible. So if you can get everything in a Monday, a Tuesday and a little bit of Wednesday and have Monday and Tuesday be massive days, then do that. You'd rather just like go flat out for 2 days, I think, than have it sort of spaced out over 5 days, because I thought that latter option was going to be the better one when I first enrolled in uni, and very quickly realised that I would not rather be there for 5 days. You know, you don't have as much opportunity to earn money from your part-time job. You know, it's a bit more of a hassle if you live far away from the university. Yeah, there's just a lot of road bumps that you can run into if you spread your schedule out, whereas if you just jam it all into one place as best you can, then I just think it'll make your life a whole lot easier. So to be a little bit more specific, when you are making your uni schedule, you should have sort of written in a list next to you all of the extracurricular things that you do. So do you play soccer? Do you run? Do you go to the gym through the week? Do you have a job possibly? Do you have, you know, social commitments? All of these things should factor in to you making your university schedule. You should have those written down right next to you, so if your schedule happens to be a little bit broken, you know, for example, I'm looking at mine in front of me, you know, I've got a maths lecture from 9 to 11 on a Tuesday, and then I have a gap till 2 o'clock where I have a statistics lecture. I can't really get around that. There was nothing for me to slot in that little period. So, hey, I'm going to get my run done in the middle of the day instead of just having some kind of hands in the air break. Try not to span your university schedule, even though in your mind, and other people at university will probably tell you want a nice break in between your classes, you would rather be out of there as quickly as possible. Anyway, so those are 3 sort of core things to starting university: enrolling, your class schedule, and should I or shouldn't I not get a textbook. So to recap, we sort of went through roughly how to enroll. If you have any dramas, you make sure you call the helpline that your university has, because it does exist and it is very helpful if you get stuck. Textbooks, you know, it's really up to you, but make sure you wait till you get to university to make that call. The idea of this part of the video was not to tell you whether you should or should not buy textbooks. It was to take that stress away from, am I supposed to turn up? Am I supposed to turn up on day 1 of university with this textbook, and that textbook? Absolutely not. You wait to hear what your lecturer says, and then you make a decision from there. Finally, you want to make sure your university schedule is as condensed as possible, and make sure that you factor in all of the other things that happen in your life while you're making that schedule. Other than that, this is Nick from That Student Life Australia. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.